Hello, basketball coaches and basketball players. My name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to give you some fantastic 5-out basketball motion plays. Now, these plays are more on the advanced side. You may think, 5-outs are all easy, simple plays. No, these ones are more for like the high school age, later middle school age, college, basically from like grade 8 and above. But anyways, if you're coaching a team at that level, these plays are specifically for you, and I hope that you enjoy this video. Now, on this channel, I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. So if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. In the afternoons, I post players things like skills, drills, and just information for players. So let's get down to the clipboard and let's check these out. So this first play is against a man-to-man defense. So what we're going to be starting with is player 4 setting a screen down for player 2. Player 2 is going to be using that screen, and he's going to be popping up. Now, he may be open for a shot, and we're also going to be having player 4 roll towards the basket. Now, player 4 is not going to be just rolling right towards the edge of the key. We want him to roll basically right in front of the basket, because if we can get basically a bullet pass down to him or her, it's going to be an easy layup. However, player 2 is going to be coming off of that screen, and what I want to see now is not a pass to player 2. I want to see player 2 now setting a screen for player 1. Once player 4 has basically stood in front of the net until his defender or her defender comes over, or for a maximum of 2 seconds, I want that player to pop back out towards the 3-point line. Now, we're going to be having player 1 roll off of that screen from player 2, and player 2 is going to be rolling towards the basket. Now, if this is a hedge and player 2 is open, definitely hit up player 2. We want player 2 to score there. But anyways, if he doesn't score, let's say they continued through, player 1 red fought through to defend player 1 blue. What I want to see happen now is player 2 setting a back screen on player 3, and player 3 to use that back screen. Player 3 is going to pop to the middle of the key, and I want to see player 1 try and get the ball to player 3. If player 3 is not open, let's say he is covered, I want to see player 2 pop out, and I want to see player 3 set a screen up for player 1. Player 1 is going to use that screen, and now player 1 has returned to the top of the key at the point. At this time, what we're going to be having is player 3, he can either pop up, and that's going to be the end of this play, and we can set up a different motion 5-out or set play offense. Or what we can do is have player 3 roll towards the basket, and off of that screen, if he's open, you can hit him up for a layup. If not, what I want to see continue through is now player 4 running up, setting a screen for player 1, and player 3 is going to fill out to where player 4 was. And now we can essentially run that same play we just ran 2 seconds ago over again. So player 1 is going to use player 4 as a screen. Player 4 is going to roll towards the basket. This may be a layup. Now, on this side, as you can see, player 5 did not move at all. So by getting to this point, we can have our point guard say, hey, stop player 4. We don't need to run a screen and roll. I want to run this play on this side now. And that's when we would run through this play. So we would have player 5 set a screen down and continue through the play just on mirror of what we just did on this side. The other option is to continue this play through on this side, and player 2 can set a back screen for player 5. This may be a skip pass option for player 1, or player 5 could have also cut towards the rim. There's a few different options here. Again, read and react, see what the defense is giving you, and go from there. So against a zone defense, I personally really like to run the 5-out offense, and there's a reason for that. If you can keep your 5-out spread out far enough, that's going to be basically making that zone defense play quite a bit higher and quite a bit more spread out. And by having larger spaces in between the players, we are now creating ourselves openings to even just score by just reading the defense. So by doing a quick pass over to player 2 attacking players 3 and 1, in which case now he can kick out for a 3. Player 5 could have been cutting. This would be a pass down. That would then rotate the players in. We could have player 4 going to the high post, player 3 going towards the low block. One of these two players is open. So there's many different options there. That's why I always like to have my 5 out spread really wide when running against a zone defense, just because we've now basically made easy offense just for ourselves, and this is not even an advanced option. And I've talked about this in a prior video very recently as well. But for our purpose right now, we're going to get these guys closer just because of screen space. But what we're going to be having now is a more advanced option than that, and that is to do a dribble handoff with player 4. This is how we're going to initiate this offense. What I want to see from here is player 3. He is going to be popping up towards the free throw line extended, and we're going to have player 1 roll off. I want to see player 1 show to the high post after that screen, and there's a reason for this. So this is going to be allowing us to pass into player 1, and again, now creating passing lanes for player 1. So that's going to be bringing player 5 up, which is going to allow player 5 to cut towards the rim and player 2 to sink down, which now isolates player 3 red to try and figure out who he wants to guard. Does player 3 want to protect the rim like they're supposed to and not allow player 5 to get that ball? Or can we do a simple pass out to player 2 to get that basket for a 3-point shot? So there's a couple of different options there. I really like getting the ball to the high post. So however, if player 1 is unable to get that ball, let's say player 5 is really tight, let's say player 2 went with him, whatever it may be, what I want to see happen now is a pass over to player 2. Player 1 is going to be filling out the opposite side, and now we're still in our 5 out. We're going to be having these players fill in, close out, and what we're going to be having now is going to be, after this pass, having player 4 cut towards the rim. Now, if we can get the ball into the low post, definitely 100% do it. But if we can't, what I want to see happen now is player 5, he's going to be now cutting towards across the high post at the same time, and I want to see him showing at that elbow. If he's not open to get the ball at the elbow, because that sometimes brings player 5 up for a high to low pass, if he's not open, what I want to see happen is player 5 to use or set a screen for player 1, red, player 2, blue, and for player 2 to use that screen. That's going to draw player 2, red, up. And now we're going to be having player 5 roll towards the basket, but really looking to get the ball at the high post. If we can get that ball at the high post by going in this direction, even one dribble, we can collapse those two players. We now have two different options out on the 3-point line as well as down in the low post with player 4 blue. These are great options and will allow you to score a ton of points. This is also allowing player 1 to cut baseline, which is another option, but we also have player 3 blue who may be roaming around on this side of the key for player 5 to kick the ball out to as well. So by bringing the ball around, trying to swing the ball, having the zone really isolated on that one side, getting the ball towards the high post, collapsing the defense towards the high post, we've now opened up multiple different options for player 5 to get an assist, but also for 3 of our players to get into scoring position. These are fantastic plays that I know will work for your basketball team. If they do, let us know in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, and I'll see you guys again later on today for the second video of the day.